So just a kind of quick video showing my newest project. 79 Datsun 620 King Cab. I got this. It's pretty straight. Actually, the bed's got a bunch of little dents, but it's straight. It's been repainted. It seems to be pretty rust free. This thing came out of Nevada just a couple of years ago. So it obviously lived in the desert, where it doesn't get salt and stuff like we get up here. So anyway, it's pretty decent, really. It's got a really nice grill, nice front bumper. It came just like this, tore apart, a whole bunch of parts, couple of motors. I've actually got a bunch of parts in the bed of my Dodge for it, but yeah, there's a motor tranny, there's a head over there, there's a motor block and a complete block in the other truck, and it pretty much enough to build a second motor with some extra parts. But it's got a couple little issues like that. There's a small dent down there and where the door came open, but otherwise the shell of this thing is pretty nice. The hood's got a little dent in it where somebody had bolted something on, but it came with another good hood. Came with a full set of glass, including the factory back glass. It's got a nice slider in it. So this was a factory automatic truck. It's got all of the stuff in that box, that Nike box down there. It's got all the clutch pedal assembly stuff. So factory seats. There's a little bit of mildew in here, and there's been some pests in it, whatever. So I need to strip the whole interior and get it out. But the door cards are pretty decent. The headliner, it's popping down just in that back corner, but otherwise it's pretty much perfect. Anyway, so apparently this truck had an engine swap in it. You can see the tunnels all beat, and they actually cut out this here, and then another shop repaired it to put it back to stock, but I picked it up before they got everything all done. They did a pretty good job on that tunnel, or not the tunnel, but the firewall. Problem I have with that is that's all getting cut out, because this is gonna get a 5.3 LS that's sitting right here, junkyard 5.3, and I have a AX15 5-speed mansmission for it. Yeah, so the firewall, just doing some rough measurements, the firewall's got to go back 3 or 4 inches. At least it's got to be kind of all the way over here, and the tunnel doesn't have to be that high, but the firewall has to go back, and it's got to come all the way over into here, which is the fuel throttle pedals right behind this. That's e-brake, so I'm gonna have to redo some of that stuff. Yeah. So the other things I'm gonna do with it is I'm gonna do a 5-bolt conversion on it. This truck is a 79, so it already has ball joint front suspension and disc brakes, but I'm going to change it to the Toyota 5-lug front because I'm putting an 8.8 in the back. Mostly because of gear ratios. These trucks came with like a 438 or something like that gear ratio, and that's about the only thing that's available for them. So I'm just going to put an 8.8, a narrowed Ranger 8.8 in it, and yeah, so then it'll be 5 on 4.5, same as the Toyota pattern. It'll be easy to find wheels and all that stuff. But one of the other good things is about this, you know, they didn't have it all back yet. The heater box is all out of it and everything, so it's just less work for me. It's kind of worked out perfect for me for what I wanted to do, because I've been wanting one of these trucks for some time, and the whole idea was a 5-speed manual and an LS, a small LS. I'd prefer actually a 4.8. I want this as a daily driver pickup, and I want it to get good fuel mileage, but yet still be fun. And I think that's kind of the ticket, that a 4.8 or 5.3 I should be able to get in the mid-20s in this little light truck, as far as fuel mileage. And it still ought to be able to just obliterate tires and be just a freaking blast. So yeah, should be fun. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot more than I guess anticipated when I started thinking about this project. I thought I could just throw a V8 in it and, you know, weld up some mounts and do the wiring and call it good. But the engine bay on these is pretty small, so the width is okay, the height is probably okay. It might end up needing a hood scoop, I'm not sure. I think I can get it underneath, but the firewall is definitely an issue, and that just creates a whole bunch more problems, but it's nothing that I can't do. So that's the story. There's probably going to be a bunch of videos coming along on this truck as I go about it. I got a bunch of work to do, so follow along.